Namaste students. We are learning today lesson 5. Lesson's name is Agastya. So far we learnt many topics in our culture course class. We learnt Ganesha prayer, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. We have learnt that. We learnt the lesson Rama goes to forest. We learnt another lesson Draupadi's marriage. We learnt about Harishchandra. Today we are going to learn about Agastya. Who was Agastya? Before we start our today's lesson, let us know what is that we are going to learn. Okay, the main topics that we are going to learn. How Rishi Agastya came to southern India. Okay, how Rishi Agastya came to the southern India. That is the first topic. Second, there is a mention about the Vindhya mountains. Okay, what is that interesting thing about Vindhya mountains? Then there is also another story related to Agastya only. Okay, two asuras. Asuras means two demons, right? Two asuras by name Vatapi and Ilvala. How were they troubling the rishis? How were they killing the rishis? And how they wanted to trouble sage Agastya, okay, Rishi Agastya, they even wanted to trouble Agastya. So how did Agastya manage? What did Agastya do with these demons? So that story we learn. Then we learn about Agastya's power. He does such a kind of penance, that is tapas, okay, tapas, he does that. He became so strong and powerful. And he knows many powerful mantras. Okay, you utter this, you read this, and you become more powerful. You will become more stronger. So one of such mantra is Aditya Hridayam, which is the mantra related to the sun god. Okay, and how Rama learned Aditya Hridayam mantra from sage Agastya. So all this we are going to learn today. Okay, first, how Agastya came to southern India, from northern India to southern India. Second, what is the thing about Vindhya mountains in this story of Agastya? Then third thing, who were the two asuras and how were they troubling the rishis? How were they killing the rishis? Is there anything magical about, did they use any magic on the rishis? That is one thing. Then Agastya's power and his strength and his powerful mantras, and how Lord Rama learned Aditya Hridayam mantram from Rishi Agastya. And what happened to Lord Rama after learning this mantra? All this we are going to learn now. So once upon a time, when Lord Shiva and Parvati, goddess Parvati, were getting married, all the men and women from all over the places, they reached Kailasa, okay, which was in the northern India. When all the people, they rushed there, then the weight, okay, of Kailasa became heavier, and it seemed as if it was sinking. Okay, the northern part of the earth was sinking and the southern part was getting tilted upwards. It seemed like that because all the people, all the men and all the women were there to attend Lord Shiva's marriage. So that place became heavier. So everyone were getting scared. So Lord Shiva sent a rishi called Agastya. Why did he send Agastya? Who was Agastya? Agastya was a rishi. In Sanskrit, Aga means a mountain. Agastya means the person who controls, who can balance the mountain. Okay, so Lord Shiva sent Agastya to the southern India. He said that go there because of Agastya's strength. Though Agastya was short, he was very, very strong and powerful. So Lord Shiva sent Agastya to the southern India so that the weight would be balanced. Okay, and everything would be balanced. Right. So on his way, when he was moving to the southern India, Agastya came across a very big mountains. These were the Vindhya mountains. Agastya spoke to the mountains. He said, Vindhya mountains, like, I am short and I can't move over you. So please bend a little. He requested the mountains. So the Vindhya mountains bent a little. They became low as possible. Then Agastya went to the southern India. The Vindhya mountains were waiting when Agastya will come back and when they can come back to their shape. Okay, I'll repeat. If you did not understand, I'll repeat the same concept again. When Agastya was sent to the southern India, in order to maintain the balance of the earth, on his way, Agastya came across the Vindhya mountains. The Vindhya mountains were very tall. Okay, so Agastya requested the Vindhya mountains to bend a little so that he can move above them, so that he can cross the mountains and reach the southern India. The Vindhya mountains followed Agastya and they bent as low as possible. And Vindhya mountains hoped that Agastya will return back from southern India. Again, he will go to the northern India. After he returns back, then they can come back to their same height, they thought. But Agastya never returned back from southern India. That is the reason the Vindhya mountains are very low. Okay, if you observe Vindhya mountains, we see them as very low mountains. So that was about the Vindhya mountains. The first point we covered, how Rishi Agastya came to southern India. Okay, he was sent by Lord Shiva to balance. Okay, then Vindhya mountains, what was the mention? We understood. Then who were the two asuras? There is another story. Okay, what is that story? In olden days, there were two asuras. Asuras were evil-minded people. They always wanted to do something bad. They wanted to kill the rishis. They wanted to trouble the rishis. Okay, so who were these? Vatapi and Ilvala. Okay, these two asuras, they were killing rishis. How? They were calling the rishis for lunch or dinner and somehow they killed them. How did they kill them? That is the secret. The two asuras, Vatapi and Ilvala, they planned how to kill the rishis. They invited the rishis for lunch and dinner, they served food and they killed them. How is this possible? When the rishis arrived to have the food, Ilvala cut Vatapi. Vatapi was cut into pieces and he was cooked as food. So the same food Ilvala served to the rishis. Ilvala served Vatapi. Vatapi was cut and he was cooked. The same food was served to the rishis. The rishis ate Vatapi, okay, who was in pieces, who was cooked. So as soon as the rishis ate, okay, when the Vatapi entered the stomach, then Ilvala used to shout out. Whose name? Vatapi's name. Oh Vatapi, come out, where are you? Then Vatapi used to come out of the rishi's stomach. After we have a heavy lunch, the food gets settled in our stomach, right? So Vatapi was there in the rishi's stomach. And Ilvala's plan was that to call Vatapi, okay? The food was magical food which turned Vatapi into food. So Vatapi entered the stomach of the rishis. When Ilvala cried out, or he called out, brother, my brother, Vatapi, come out, where are you? Means the Vatapi who was in the stomach of the rishis, he teared open the stomach of the rishis and he came out. So what happens when someone tears the stomach? the rishis got killed. Okay, this was their plan, the asuras, the evil-minded asuras' plan to kill the rishis. So one day they even thought that they would invite sage Agastya. Okay, they planned that we'll invite even Rishi Agastya and we will kill him in the same manner. So arrived at Ilvala's and Vatapi's place for dinner. Ilvala started his same plan. Ilvala cut Vatapi into pieces, he cooked it and he served the same magical food to Agastya. Sage Agastya ate it. Agastya is very, very powerful, very smart. Because of his tapas, penance, he is very strong. So then Ilvala started to call out, Vatapi, where are you? Come out. Then immediately Agastya understood. He realized that there is some magic is going on. He understood that these asuras were wicked and they were about to harm him. So immediately he put his hand on his stomach and he uttered a mantra. Okay, a powerful mantra he said. What is this mantra about? This mantra was for digestion of the food. So he kept his hand on his stomach and he said that mantra. Immediately Vatapi, who was in the form of pieces, in the form of food, he got digested immediately. He was no more in the stomach of Agastya. So Vatapi was killed inside the stomach of Agastya. He was no more there. Such was the power of Agastya. His mantras were so powerful. He knew so many powerful mantras. If he says that, it would happen immediately. So among the two asuras, Ilvala and Vatapi, Vatapi was killed in the stomach itself. He was no more there because of the powerful mantra of Agastya. Now the second asura is there, Ilvala. So once Vatapi was digested, Agastya just glanced at Ilvala. His one glance, okay, Agastya's one glance killed off Ilvala there itself. So both the asuras were killed. That was the ending of the evil-minded asuras. Now for the next topic, Agastya's power and powerful mantras, we came to know. How did Rama learn Aditya Hridayam? What was its power? This is also another mantra. Once, when Rama was in the forest, all of you know why Rama went to forest. He lived in the forest for 14 years. He was in the exile. Okay, Vanavasam he was in. So when Rama was in the exile, Agastya, sage Agastya, with his powerful mantras, he gave many weapons to Rama. Okay, weapons, arrows, bows. So he gave many weapons to Rama. Lord Rama also learnt the mantra Aditya Hridayam from sage Agastya. Aditya Hridayam mantra is about the sun god, a prayer to the sun god to give us more strength. You too can learn it. Okay, so Lord Rama learnt this prayer and said it 3 times. After that, Lord Rama got the strength to kill Ravana. Right, students? Let us learn more about sage Agastya. Sage Agastya or Rishi Agastya developed the Tamil language. He wrote many Shastras in Sanskrit. He had many ashramas in the Malaya hills of southern India. Okay, he had many ashramas in Malaya hills of southern India. And people say that he still lives. He is still alive and he lives there. That's all for today, students. We have learned a lot about Agastya. You too can find out more about Agastya. Many things. There are many other things, interesting facts about sage Agastya. How he found out many other inventions. So That's all for today. I'll be sending you the keywords, meanings, question answers, notes. Hope you have understood. Also read the lesson twice from the textbook. Thank you, students.
Of Agastya. Lord Shiva and Parvati were going to be married on Mount Kailash. The entire population of Devas and Rishis had gathered there. Because of this, the northern land tipped down, unable to bear the weight of so many Devas and Rishis. Lord Shiva asked sage Agastya to go to the Podhigai ranges. These ranges were in the southern land. Lord Shiva sent him there in order to balance the weight. Agastya was very short in stature, but his might was so great. That is why he was sent. Agastya was sad to go. He wanted to stay and witness the Lord's wedding. Shiva came to know about his sadness. He made good arrangements for him. He granted Agastya a boon that he would still be able to see the wedding from the southern land. From within his matted locks, he took the river Kaveri. Lord Shiva filled it in Agastya's Kamandalam. He bid Kaveri to flow wherever Agastya pointed. Then Agastya reached the south. He travelled to various Shiva sthalams. Now he was happy. Another Asura, Surapaduman, had immense powers. Lord Indra had run away in fear from his Indra Logam. He reached Sirgazi in the southern region of India. He prayed to Lord Shiva. He created a beautiful garden there, where he worshipped Lord Shiva. He worshipped him with flowers from his garden. But at the same time, Lord Varuna also feared Surapaduman. He did not shower rains due to this. Hence, Indra's garden and the whole land suffered from the lack of water. Sage Narad met the Indran of the river Kaveri. He told him a secret. He told him that Lord Shiva had once filled the river Kaveri in Agastya's Kamandalam. Indran prayed to Lord Ganesh. He told him about the problem and asked for his help. Ganesh took the form of a crow. He sat on Agastya's Kamandalam, but tottered and fell down from it. Now Agastya lifted his hands. He did so to shoo away the crow. Shoo! River Kaveri understood it as a signal for her to flow. Now the crow took the form of a small boy. Agastya started chasing the boy, trying hard to strike him on the head with his knuckles. Ganesh took his original form. Agastya was saddened that he had tried to strike Lord Ganesh. He started striking his own forehead with his knuckles. Ganesh stopped him and said that everybody who worships me in this manner will be blessed with wisdom.